Okay, YouTubers and copier pundits, it's time to play some more music. It's interesting, someone actually was interested in looking at my artwork at the party. It was really nice to see someone interested. A couple of people, my father's friends, were interested in my work. It's really nice to see that. It goes to show, I guess photocopier art doesn't have to be dead after all. That just proves that it does if it's done very well and done tastefully, and if it's done with skill, it's very good. But I wasn't expecting that. Well, that was quite unexpected result from a neurotypical. I guess that it shows that maybe I shouldn't be so. Anyway, but that doesn't mean I get too personal and too chummy. That's the thing, doesn't it? Doesn't abscond me from that fact that I've got to keep a certain distance, and also not to go in about the technical details about how it's done, because a person doesn't have to know about how it's done. The person just has to simply know, just has to look at the image and think, wow, isn't it beautiful? I mean, they ask, but the stuff, the copier configuration art, that's the term I've coined for this version, 2013. Well, I coined the term in 2012, tried to release it last year in crude MP4 form on my old channel, which doesn't exist anymore. It's self-destructed, and it was just raw. There was no music, there was not much fancy stuff added to it, except occasional YouTube editing. It was very stripped back, and it was something Luigi Benedict responded very positively to, but it didn't really rock with everyone else. And anyway, I'm going to play some music anyway. It's more disco. Well, it's not disco, more of that Mode Cookbook. So I see what the name of the album is. It's not it. It's not Mode Cookbook. That's something else I've just got here. It doesn't matter. Oh well, I think the song's called Born to be Wild. This is really cool. You'll love this one. This is a happy song. This is a fun song. Born to be Wild. So if you're into copiers and you want to have sex on a copier with your favourite woman or a man, well, depending on what gender, well, it doesn't matter. The thing is, I'll tell you what, Luigi and I were born to be wild. Yep, born to be wild. Yeah, fun. That's what the copier industry needs, is a bit of born to be wild fun. Actually, no, I think no, that's not it. This is a different song. This is not Born to be Wild. This is a really cool song. Rock and Roll All Night. This is basically, I think, Kiss, the original Kiss song. Let's go rock and roll all night. I love this song. It's fun. I'm just going to zoom out to a 10 just to get a bit of the dance. The coffee industry should be having fun, This is like totally nerdy. No dancing, it's funny. I'll find my torch. Wanna rock and roll all night and boogie every day. I gotta take the legs all night. And this band just cracks me up. It pisses off laughing. Yeah, that's what Luigi wants to do with me. Was to party in the demo room. Yeah, and have sex with me on the copier in the demo room. He works for one's a company called Mytronics. I miss my little man called Luigi Benedict. He's the biggest copier industrialist in the world, and he turns me on. He lets me up, he lights me up. He wants to rock and roll all night and do me on the copier. He wants to rock and roll all night and party every day. He wants to rock and roll all night. So if you got a spare just in going, here's a hoot, have a bit of fun, they have a bit of a giggle. Even if you haven't got anything at the moment, have a YouTube boogie and maybe do some like hookups, you know. You can do live hookups on this, you know, like Google Plus and that, you know, those virtual discos, like, you know, like you'll be hooked, you know, everyone has their bedroom, they do a bedroom boogie, and they can do it like a hangout, yeah, do it on a Google Hangout, right? So a bunch of nerds can, who are just alone and isolated, they can hook up via Google Hangouts, right? And you can have a virtual disco, or you have a cyberspace disco. So you can get disco there, like a nightclub in cyberspace, like potatoes flying through the cable, through the fiber optic cables, through the copper cables, through the air, and there's a disco on the air. Like, you know, we used to have a thing called a jamboree on the air, you know, with like scouts, but you get a disco on the air, or a nightclub on the air, party on the air. There you go, you know, that's funny. That's all the gigs are going to do is we're going to conceive stuff like that. So if we can't get, you know, because we all have, you know, we're going to make this silicon valley overnight, right? We've got to start by networking, and we can have a good time. We all network. We have these huge, and then whoever's got photocopy machines available, you know, share what you're doing, right? So, for example, you know, you could have a meet-up, say, in my local Mona Vale, right? Get a bunch of copier industrialists. Some of them might own a bunch of machines, and we just share the machines amongst ourselves in the community atmosphere. And then whatever cluster groups we have in the world, right? You know, you create your own photocopy clubs, right? And then what you do is each photocopy club around the world, you know, can share their ideas and share what's going on. So you could have a copier party going down in Mona Vale, Sydney, and you could have another copier party going on in Germany, you could have another one going on in America, you know, New York and maybe Colorado or whatever, just for a few examples. And, you know, you can have, you have nightclubs, and you can have, hire some laser lighting and DJ and really stop the party, you know. It's possible. Why can't it be done? You know, and then we can have a sort of unity, even though we're sort of, oh yeah, that's like what happened in the 90s, wasn't it, when the copier industry zipped our lives, our jobs, you know. There you go. So that's what you can do, right, is that we've got this wonderful, powerful stuff called Google Hangouts, right, where you can have multiple people, you know, networking online in real time. It's like, you know, you do it through a webcam, and it's really funny. Like, in the 90s, they didn't have internet up. You could call it, and what you do is you can, as I said, you can have, like, you have photocopy clubs in your local area. Like, you could have one in Mona Vale, Sydney, you could have one somewhere out western Sydney, you could have someone out, you could have one out, you know, you can have them anywhere. And then, of course, you know, obviously most people can't afford to travel to New York or to Australia, wherever they are, for the big meetup. So now we've got the technology to actually to create hangouts. So we could have, say, meetups happening to say 20 parts of the world simultaneously, and that'll form a form of unity. And it's actually quite cool because, you know, we all love machines. You ever dreamt about speaking with people, interacting with people? Well, there you go. That's what we do now, isn't it? And it's sort of, yeah. And it's like a vlog, but it's better than a vlog. The only thing is with this, though, is you got to, you know, it's in real time. It's not much different to, you know, real-time social interaction. But the thing is, if you're in a group and that, you're not going to sort of be, I don't know, it depends, you know, because, you know, you guys are probably not used to social interactions, and the thing is, you know, if you really, I don't know, I'm not really experienced with social interactions myself, but, you know, we've got to learn sometime, you know, it's not too late. It's not too late, and then, of course, when time comes, you know, because Luigi's got money, he's got dedication, devotion, he's got a business, and I heard that Mitronics is actually doing almost as well as Xerox. In fact, they said it was second to Xerox. Now, Xerox is a manufacturer or an OEM, and Mitronics is what we call an independent, right? Distributor distributes them, different brands. He primarily specialises in Konica Minolta, and basically, he's actually doing. That just shows how well that's how much passion he's got whereas the OEMs are a bit dead. It's like Walking Dead. In the attitude they've got, the money gods attitude. But you got to have fun, and this is the kind of thing you can do. But even if the meetups are not happening yet, you can still do a similar stitch in the bedroom, because we've got so many bedroom vloggers out there, and it'd be fun just as long as you know not to hurt people's feelings. Like some people might, like I've seen, I understand why people tend to fight each other online. It's just a normal reaction because we're not used to social interactions, and we tend to get a little bit defensive because many of us are so cold and alienated from the way the world's treated us. And it may not be a good idea to start doing that unless you know that you can sort of get along. But I think if it's in a club situation, it's a little less like that, because if you're all doing things you love to do in a group, you may not feel so much like, this slap-out attitude, but I don't want to accuse anyone because I'm very sympathetic to understand why it happens, because even when that's the funny thing about the YouTube culture and the geek culture is that we often fight each other. And it just goes to show how bad that our minds have been messed with, is that when we start fighting each other or fearing each other, that's a sign that we've got to really, over time, just hopefully gradually, don't push yourselves too fast. I don't want to pressure you because there's nothing worse than saying you've got to snap out of it. But that's why we don't succeed we can't seem to network, is because we're singular. It's called singularity, and and singularity is something I'm aiming to gradually break down. But you just got to be careful, yeah. But in your own time, guys, in your own time. It's like in the movies, like some superhero movies have a bunch of superheroes that have to save the world, and unfortunately they have problems with, they've got their own demons inside, their own issues, their own agendas, and they have to sort themselves out before they can fix anything, But that's just, just got to imagine you're part of the Avengers or something. Yeah, it's like that. Anyway, got to go for this one. Got to rock and roll all night and party every day. Think about it. Google Hangouts.